Kakalosh Boker Tov, Shavua Tov, Chodesh Tov. We're continuing with the halachot. Now we're going to start the halachot of Elul. Shulchan Aruch brings down in Siman Tav Kuf Pe Aleph. We're talking about Yimei Tachronim and Erev Rosh Hashanah. So Maran brings down that there's a minhag to wake up Ashmoret early in the morning to say Selichot and Tachronim from Rosh Chodesh Elul and onwards until Yom HaKippurim. Now this is so important, the concept of waking up, that Rabbi Shalom Mesas actually argues on Rav Ovadia Yosef. Ovadia Yosef said that if you have, whether it's going to be Avrechim or Bachurei Yeshivot, that they're always learning, and if they're going to wake up early, it's going to annul them from learning Torah, so therefore they wouldn't do it every single day. And that's why there was a minhag in the yeshivot, even the yeshivot Sfaradiot, that they wouldn't do it every day. They would do it twice a week. Some of them would do it Mondays and Thursdays. Some of them would do Sundays and Fridays, because Sunday was you just came from the rest of Shabbat. Friday because you could rest on Shabbat. So every single place had their different minhag. But Rabbi Shalom Mesas, he argued, and he said that always, right, we've never found that because of annulling Torah, you're not going to say Selichot. This month is a month of Rachamim v'Selichot, and therefore, even if it is that you will learn a little bit less Torah because you're saying Selichot, you should still say Selichot. That is the Shita of Rabbi Shalom Mesas. He says that's what there was a minhag of all generations. It didn't matter who it was, whether a person was a rabbi learning all day or not learning all day. They always came and they always said Selichot every single morning. So very, very important. However, though, even though the importance of Selichot, there's one thing that takes precedence over Selichot, which is Tikkun Chatzot. What does that mean if a person says Tikkun Chatzot all the time and he has a choice? It's either he's going to say Tikkun Chatzot or to wake up early for Selichot. Tikkun Chatzot overrides Selichot. Or, for example, if he's already up by Chatzot, and now he has a choice. He could either do Tikkun Chatzot, right? He doesn't do it every day, but he has a choice. Right now he could do Tikkun Chatzot, or he goes to sleep and he wakes up early for Selichot. Still the Tikkun Chatzot overrides the Selichot. So that's going to be one thing, right, which overrides the Selichot, which is very, very important. Now, the entire concept, though, of the month of Elul is he brings down here in the Moed Lechol Chai that even if a person did not say Selichot the entire month, for sure then the minimum would be that from the 25th of Elul and onwards he would be Kaber Kari and he would say Selichot, because minimum he would have to do like the Minhag of Ashkenazim, which means that if he's not doing the proper way, at least fine, okay, but he has to do at a minimum like the Ashkenazim, which would be from the 25th of Elul and onwards they would actually come and they would do the Selichot. So this is just a few of the important halachot. It's brought down in the Mishabra here, right? What is the reason why we do it in the middle, we're doing it in the morning, right? Why do we do it so early in the morning? So the Mishabra says the end of the nighttime, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he's around the world and it's a time of Et Ratzon, which means that this is a time of goodwill, specifically during this time. And that way, the reason why we do it from Rosh Chodesh, he says, because that's when Moshe Rabbeinu went up to Har Sinai to receive the second Luchot. And they started blowing the shofar, and they said that Moshe Rabbeinu went up to the mountain in order that they shouldn't make a same mistake that they did last time. So since they already started, that's why the minhag of Ashkenazim is that already starting Rosh Chodesh Elul, they blow the shofar. We only blow the shofar during the Selichot in itself. But Ashkenazim, they do it during the entire month of Elul because of this minhag, that since Moshe Rabbeinu went up to receive the Shnei Luchot Abrit, the second tablets of the Lev, which is basically the second Luchot Abrit. So therefore, what happened is that they started blowing the shofar so they don't make the same mistake as the first time around. The first time around, they made a mistake of the calculation, so they did the Chet Egel. They saw he wasn't coming down. They said something happened. They didn't want to do the same mistake. So what do? They started blowing the shofar to start making the calculations exactly. Even a lot of Edot Mizrach, by the way, they also had the minhag of blowing the shofar during Selichot. Some of them they don't do it because they're found in a house beside the neighborhood areas, and therefore it's very difficult. But the minhag was even by the Edot Mizrach. There are a lot of Edot Mizrachs that they also blow the shofar during Selichot, and that is our minhag, that we blow the shofar during the time of the Selichot in order to awaken ourselves, right? And he brings down here other we're going to say hints, whether it's Elul, Zani Ledudiv Dudili, which is Rashet Tevot Elul. Sofet Tevot is going to be 40, because you have all the Yods over there, which are 4 Yods, which are the numerical value of 40 days. So from Rosh Chodesh Elul until Kippur is going to be 40 days. And therefore he comes and he says, so therefore that's why we actually come. And since HaKadosh Baruch Hu is so close to us, we try to come and do teshuvah in order to become close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu as well. And the last one that he brings down, even though there are more, is Umal Hashem Elokecha levavecha velevav zarecha. The Shet Tevot is also Elul, which means Et levavecha ve'et levav. So that is Elul, Aleph, Lamed, Vav, Lamed, which means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will circumcise our hearts. Our hearts are pure. It wants to do the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But many times we have fats or we have certain things on the hearts which block us from becoming closer to Hashem. So we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which we're going to be reading in a few parashiyot, we say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please circumcise our hearts, which means removes these fats, remove the negative things that we have, the negative energies from our hearts, in order that we should truly be able to come and serve you. And that's why it's so important that the entire month we come, we get up, even though it's difficult, it's very early in the morning, and we start coming closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so that way when it comes the days of Rosh Hashanah and Kippur, right, we're actually prepared, and we're actually ready for receiving upon ourselves the yoke of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Be'ezrat Hashem.